Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Gainesville, Texas, the North Central Texas College Lions. You're okay. You're not in it. The North Central College Lions are going to host the KCK Blue Devils this afternoon in a 7-inning contest. Sunshiny day here in Gainesville, Texas, as opposed to how cold and windy it was yesterday. So looking forward to this game this afternoon. It'll be the final game of the weekend. Then the Blue Devils will head back home to get things started here pretty soon in conference play. Want to welcome everyone to the broadcast. I will keep this thing going as well as I can. It looks like things are going to be well. So welcome, and let's run through the starting lineups. First for the KCK Blue Devils, leading off the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck. Batting second, the second baseman, Peyton Basler. Batting third, the first baseman, Jace Woida. Batting cleanup, the catcher, Brady Anderson. Playing third base and batting fifth, Jackson Mervosh. Batting sixth in left field, John Kaimi. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Austin Burrows. Batting eighth in right field, Freddie Nolan, the fourth. And batting ninth in center field, Brady Kern, with Aaron Lewis on the mound. So it'll be Goldbeck, Basler, Woida, Anderson, Mervosh, Kaimi, Burrows, Nolan the fourth, and Kern with Lewis on the mound. Your starting lineup for your Blue Devils. Want to welcome anyone from the North Central Texas Lions team. Hopefully you'll join us as I make the broadcast. Your starting lineup today is as follows. Leading off, the shortstop, Jeremiah Sanchez. Batting second, the second baseman, Adrian Guerrero. Batting third, Cade Warmke, the designated hitter. Batting fourth at first base, Austin Wilson. Batting fifth in center field, Caleb Cowan. Batting sixth, Cole Rager, playing third base. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jack Davis. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Noah Reed. Batting ninth, Sean Rabe in left field. And on the mound, number 14, Parker Hillis. So it'll be Sanchez, Guerrero, Warmke, Wilson, Cowan, Rager, Davis, Reed, and Rabe for the Lions, with Parker Hillis on the mound. I'm going to take a break. We'll let them finish getting the ball field ready, and we'll be back with the broadcast. Welcome. All right, welcome everyone to this afternoon's broadcast on the campus of the North Central Texas College Lions. Welcome to the broadcast. KCK Blue Devils being hosted by the North Central Texas College Lions. Welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for joining us. On the mound today for the Lions is Hillis. Parker Hillis will be on the mound. Shortstop Sanchez Guerrero at second base. Warmke, the designated hitter. Wilson at first base. Cowan in center field. Rager at third base. Davis behind the plate catching. Reed in right field. Rabe in left field with Hillis on the mound. Blue Devils have Goldbeck, Bassler, Woida, Anderson, Mervosh, Kaimi, Burrows, Nolan the fourth, and Kern with Lewis on the mound. So Goldbeck, Bassler, and Woida scheduled to start this thing off for the Blue Devils. Looking forward to a nice day today. 2 days ago, we played a couple of games at Gainesville High School. Won the first one and lost the second one. So here we are with the day off yesterday with a lot of cold weather and wind. So the sun is shining today. Looking forward to get this thing going. Gary Goldbeck, the shortstop, will come out and get things started for the Blue Devils. So here we go. Again, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you. Anyone from the visiting teams that would like to make a donation, you go to 4tees.com. There's a donation page. 100% of the monies goes to the broadcast. There's a ball that misses just a little bit outside, so we're off and going here. 1-0 the count on Gary Goldbeck. There's a strike called at the knees inside part of the plate. 1-1 the count on Goldbeck. The ball's a little bit up. Right there, get figured out where the top and the bottom of the zone is. 2-1 the count. That's high and outside. So 3-1 the count on Goldbeck. Entire natural turf on the field. 320 down the lines, 390 in the alleys, about 400 deep, and that's ball 4 to Goldbeck. So a leadoff walk to Goldbeck. So Hillis puts the first runner on. That's going to bring up Peyton Bassler, the second baseman. He'll step in on the left-handed side. Little throw over to first. Stepped off and did not throw. There's a strike right through there. Right down the heart of the plate at the knees. 0-1 the count. Early going here, top of the first inning action. 7 innings scheduled game. That's inside. 1-1 the count. That's upstairs.
Come on, here we go. You got it.
2-1 the count. Foul ball over near Jace Woida in the on-deck circle. So 2-2 the count now. They'll toss over to first. Nothing going on over there.
Here we go, 1-4.
Wilson with a little ceremonial tag over there. Hillis with just an easy lob over. A little quicker throw this time. Still nothing going on over there. Runner goes. Ball is high. In safely with the stolen base is Goldbeck.
Here we go, you got it.
Runner now at second base and nobody out. Bassler at the plate. That's ball 4 to Bassler. So Hillis has issued back-to-back walks. So a walk to Goldbeck. He stole second. Then Bassler walks. That's going to bring it up Jace Woida, the first baseman. Woida will step in with runners at first and second. Nobody out. Squares to bunt. Takes ball 1. So 1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. First baseman in tight on the grass. Third baseman even with the bag. Two and 0 the count. There's a strike inside part of the plate at the knees. 2-1 the count now. The ball headed at the second baseman. Guerrera's up with that and over to Sanchez and then back to Wilson for the 4-6-3 double play. Goldbeck moves to third base, but 2 down now. It's going to bring up Brady Anderson. Anderson with the catching duties today for the Blue Devils. That's a little bit high. I want to know the count. It's outside for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Runner at third base. Woida hits into the 4-6-3 double play. Anderson at the plate. Try and get a point on the board. There's a swing and a miss.
They're having fun now.
2-1 the count. Foul ball, that's going to be out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sunshiny day, nice out in the sun. Not much wind. A little bit cool setting in the shade. There's a ball headed down the left field line out in front of that, so that'll be foul. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Popped up here on the infield. That's going to be over toward the dugout, and it's going to get out of play. Comes the 2-2. Misses just a little bit outside. That's a pretty good pitch right there. Ruled a ball, so 3-2 the count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Go back at third base. Top of the first inning. That's up high for ball 4. That'll bring up Jackson Mervosh. Mervosh plays third base. He'll step in with runners at first and third. 2 outs. So a walk, a stolen base, a walk, a 4-6-3 ground out, and a walk. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. Runner goes. Going to throw cut off short, and Golbeck is going to score. They've got in the rundown, so Anderson will be tagged out, but not till after the run scores. So the Blue Devils steal a run by running the steal and then pulling up short, and the ball just gets over the shortstop. So 1-0 the lead as we go to the bottom of the first inning. I'll be back. All right, the Blue Devils get 1 in the top of the first. The Lions of North Central Texas College coming up now. Sanchez, Guerrera, and Warmke scheduled up for The Lions, Jeremiah Sanchez, the shortstop, lead things off. Comes the first pitch and fouls it back to the screen. That first pitch from Aaron Lewis. Kaimi, Kern, and Nolan the fourth, left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Bachelor, Boyda, left to right across the infield with Patterson behind the plate. That's the defense behind Aaron Lewis. Comes the 0-1. Breaking ball stays up high. Sunshiny day in Gainesville, Texas. The North Central Texas College Lions hosting the Blue Devils of Kansas City, Kansas. That ball's up high. So 2-1 the count. Pitchers better get figured out right now that the zone is down. And pitch down. There's one right through there. A swing and a miss. So 2-2 the count. On the shortstop, Sanchez. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That'll bring up Adrian Guerrero. Guerrero, the second baseman. That's outside for ball one, 1-0 the count. Low and outside. Two 2-0 the count on Guerrero. It's up high for ball three, 3-0 the count. Aaron Lewis on the mound for the Blue Devils. Bottom of the first inning action. There's a strike at the knees inside part of the plate. 3-1 the count now. Strike two. Outside corner at the knees. So from 3-0 to 3-2 on Guerrero. Stays inside, so a base on balls. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Cade Warmke. He'll step in on the left-handed side with a runner at first base and one out. Strike called outside corner at the knees. Oh, and 1 the count. Warmke at the plate, the designated hitter for the Lions. Throw over to first. Not much going on over there. Waited with the tag, but Guerrero back in easily.
Here we go. You got this.
That's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on in the first. Blue Devils with 1 run. Pop up into shallow left field. Go back calling that off, and he's got it. So 2 down now. That's going to bring up Wilson. Austin Wilson is the first baseman. He'll step in with a runner at first base and 2 down now.
Come on, Willie. Here we go.
Sweeping breaking ball right across there for strike one called. 0-1 the count. Quick toss over to first, back in safely is Guerrero. Breaking ball across and catches the inside corner for strike two. So two breaking balls start out inside and get back across the plate for 0-2 on the first baseman of the Lions, Austin Wilson. Strike three called on the outside corner. So a walk, a couple of strikeouts, and a pop out. The inning's over. At the end of one, Blue Devils lead 1-0. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the second we go. Mervosh, Kaimi, and Burrows scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Hillis back for another inning of work for the Lions. Sweeps a little bit outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. A little bit low. 2-0 the count. Jackson Mervosh, the third baseman, up there for the Blue Devils. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 2-1 the count. The ball headed to deep left field. Going back, and that's out of here for the home run. So Ray back to the fence, and Mervosh with the home run to left field. Give the Blue Devils a 2-0 lead. It's going to bring up Kaimi. There's a strike to him. Kaimi, the left fielder, he steps in with nobody out. Nobody on after the home run by Mervosh. That's high and outside, so 1-1 the count. There's a strike called. One ball, two strikes the count. Kaimi at the plate. He's the left fielder for the Blue Devils. That's up high. 2-2 the count. Strike three called. A little bit delayed, but a pretty good pitch right there. Breaking ball across the zone for the first out. I'll bring up Austin Burrows. He's the designated hitter. He'll step in with one out and nobody on. Blue Devils lead 2-0. There's a strike called, 0-1 the count. Mervosh with the leadoff home run here in the top of the second. And strike two called, 0-2 the count.
Keep it up.
Wind in the 0-2 by Hillis. Just misses a little bit outside, 1-2 the count. Breaking ball kind of nubbed him off, back to the pitcher. And Hillis runs part the way over, underhands it to Wilson for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan the fourth. He'll step in with two outs and nobody on. Playing right field. Swing and a miss of that pitch. Fastball outside part of the plate, down in the zone. 0-1 the count on Nolan the fourth. There's a strike called. Bottom part of the zone. Right down the middle, 0-2 the count. Quickly on the right fielder, Nolan the fourth. Fouled that back to the screen, so we'll do the 0-2 again. Strike three called on the outside corner. So a home run, a couple of strikeouts, and a ground ball back to the pitcher. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils leading the North Central Texas College Lions 2-1. I'll be back. All right. Here we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 2-0. Cowan, Rager, and Davis scheduled up. Cowan, the center fielder, swings through that first pitch for strike one. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So quickly 0-2 the count. Aaron Lewis out in front of Caleb Cowan. That's up high. 1-2 the count. One ball, two strikes. It's outside. 2-2 the count. Caleb Cowan, the center fielder for the Lions. It's a foul ball. I think that's going to get out of play, and it does down the right field line. So we'll do the 2-2 again.
Deep breath, here we go.
Two balls, two strikes, nobody out. As Cowan leads off the bottom of the second, fouls that one back into the screen. So we'll do the 2-2 again. The ball headed it, go back, gets him a decent bounce, and the long throw across to Woida for the 6-3 ground out. It's going to bring up Cole Rager, the third baseman. Rager will step in with one out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. Blue Devils leading 2-0, 7 innings scheduled game as a reminder. Stays up on the end. 1-0 the count. Lewis in his second inning at work. That's up high. Two and 0 the count. Foul ball backing out of play. 2-1 the count. Just a little bit low. 3-0 the count now. I believe it's got to be 3-1. He fouled one backing out of play, but the board has 3-0. It's a swing and a miss. So it is 3-2 the count now. 3-2 the count as opposed to the 3-1 on the scoreboard. There's a ground ball that's going to be wide of third base, so we'll do the 3-2 again.
So load up, you got it.
It's 3-2, it's full.
Comes the 3-2 inside.
All right, let's go now.
And Patterson trying to get a check of a swing there as he wheeled out, kind of went through. I could see it going either way, but nonetheless, it was a base on balls. So that's going to bring up the catcher, Jack Davis. Davis will step in with one out and a runner at first base after the walk to Rager. That's up high, 1-0 the count. Want to know the count, one out, runner at first, and he got him. Picked him off over there, did Aaron Lewis. So two outs now, 1-0 the count. It's up high for ball two, 2-0 the count. Foul ball, that's going to be out of play. 2-1 the count now. Jack Davis, the catcher, at the plate. It's a ball headed up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So a 2-out base hit by Jack Davis.
Come on, Noah. Here we go.
It's going to bring up Noah Reed, the right fielder. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first. Swinging a miss at the high heater right there. Probably swung at a ball there. The strike zone of this umpire is not quite that tall, and neither is Noah Reed. But nonetheless, 0-1 the count. That's a little bit low. 1-1 the count.
Come on, Noah. Draw a walk. Let's go.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning action. Blue Devils lead 2-0. Will snap throw over to first. Back in safely over there is Davis. Breaking ball stays up and in. 2-1 the count. Low and inside. 3-1 the count now. Noah Reed at the plate. He's the right fielder for the Lions. This is a little bit inside. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Sean Rabe. Rabe will be up there with 2 outs and 2 on. So ground ball headed it, go back. He underhands over to Bassler for the 6-4 fielder's choice for the final out of the inning. We go to the top of the third. Blue Devils leading 2-0. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back. To the top of the third we go. Kern, Goldbeck, and Bassler scheduled up for the Blue Devils. There's a strike called. Owen won the count. Swing and a miss of that pitch. It's down low, 1-2 the count. It's a strikeout of Kern. Miguel Amazon is on the mound. I believe they did not give us that change, but I believe that that change has been made. So Goldbeck comes up. Goldbeck walked, stole a base, and scored the run in the first inning. There's a strike called quickly, 0-2 the count. That's high and inside. Top of the third inning action, scheduled 9-inning game. 7-inning game. Comes the 1-2. Just misses a little bit outside. That's pretty tough to take that pitch right there. 2-2 the count. Miguel Amazon on the mound for the Lions now. There's a curveball, waited on it, and drove it right up the middle, did go back. So a one-out base hit by Goldbeck. That's going to bring up Peyton Bassler. He walked his first time up. Not sure where that missed. Maybe up, maybe in, but pretty dang good looking pitch to me, but nonetheless ruled a ball. 1-0 the count. Throw over to first, go back in head first and safe. Another throw over. Back in safely is Goldbeck. It's a high fly ball, may get out of play down the left field line, and that does get out of play. One ball, one strike, one out, one on. Another throw over to first, back in safely is Goldbeck. Down low, 2-1 the count. There's a ball headed down the right field line. It's fair ball. Extra bases for Bassler. It's going to be a triple, and Golbeck is going to score and in safely at third with a triple is Bassler. So the RBI triple by Bassler makes it 3-0.
It's all right. Here we go. Next play. Let's get him out.
It's going to bring up
It's all right.
Woida.
Here we go.
Woida will step in with 1 out and a runner at third. So a strikeout, a walk, and a triple yields another run for the Blue Devils. Makes their advantage 3-0. There's a strike at the lower portion of the zone right down the middle. 0-1 the count on Woida. Woida grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time out. That ball's down low. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on with 1 run in here in the inning. It's a high fly ball to center field. See if that's going to be deep enough to get the run home. And headed for home and is going to be a sac fly by Woida. Bassler scores on the fly ball to center field.
Let's go. One more.
So Woida with the sac fly. There's a strike called on Anderson. That's Brady Patterson. I wrote that down wrong. I apologize. Been announcing that the wrong way the whole day, and I certainly know better than that. But 1-1 the count on Patterson. Brady Patterson's family, I apologize. 2-1 the count. Brady walked his first time up. Then he got the run down that allowed Goldbeck to score, so gave himself up for that run. There's a swing and a miss of that breaking ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs now to the catcher, Brady Patterson. In the dirt. So 3-2 the count now. Blue Devils with a 4-0 lead as they bat. With 2 outs here in the top of the third. Scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 so far here in the third. And there's base on balls to Patterson. So Patterson has walked back-to-back at bats.
All right, let's go. Get this batter. Here we go.
That's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh led off the second inning with a home run. He'll be up there with 2 outs and a runner at first. Way outside and in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher, Davis, to backhand that to keep it from going to the screen. Just sweeps a little bit outside, does that breaking ball. Two and 0 the count on Mervosh. It's way outside. 3-0 the count. So Amazon on in relief of Hillis. Hillis went 2. There's a throw over to first. Back in safely is Patterson.
Come on, here you go, Meg. One at a time, you got it.
There's a strike called. Three, excuse me, 3-1 the count. It's outside for ball 4. Gonna get a visit to the mound. Kaimi will be up when we come back. 2 outs, 2 on. Blue Devils with a 4-0 lead here in the top of the third. I'll be back. Kaimi steps in. He was called out on strikes his last time up. He's up there with 2 outs and 2 on. There's a ball headed at the second baseman. Guerrero takes care of that for the out of the inning. The Blue Devils get 2 more. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Blue Devils lead 4-0 over the North Central Texas College Lions. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Aaron Lewis back for another inning of work. Back to the top of the order for the Lions, Sanchez, Guerrero, and Warmke. Scheduled, there's a little bit low for ball 1. Sanchez struck out his first time up. He's a shortstop. There's a high fly ball headed into center field. Kern over to right center to take care of that for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Guerrero. Guerrero walked his first time up. He's the second baseman. Foul ball into the net. Breaking ball stays a little bit up and in. 1-1 the count. It's a ground line drive. Past Golbeck for a base hit out into left field. So a 1-out base hit by Guerrero. That's going to bring up Warmke. It's going to bring up Warmke. He's the designated hitter. There's a strike to him. He popped out into shallow left field to Golbeck his first time up. He's up there with 1 out, 1 on, 0-1 the count on him. Throw over to first, back in safely is Guerrero. Warmke at the plate, 0-1 the count on him. Squares to bunt. Bunt is down. Lewis up with it and tosses down to Woida at first. So Warmke with the sac bunt. That'll bring up Austin Wilson, the first baseman. He was called out on strikes his first time up. He'll step in with a runner and scoring position for the Lions. Base hit by Guerrero with the sac bunt, but with 2 outs. It's a swing and a miss. That first pitch to Wilson. Swing and a miss at that pitch. Inside part of the plate at the knees. So quickly 0-2 the count on Austin Wilson, the first baseman for the Lions. Outside.
Come on, let's go, Willie. Get on base now. You got it.
1-2 the count now. And a swing and a miss of a high heater for the final out of the inning. We go to the top of the 4th. Blue Devils leading 4-0. I'll be back. Pitching change for the Lions. Number 18, Drew Thompson, comes in to pitch for the North Central Texas College Lions. Burrows, Nolan the fourth, and Kern scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Excuse me. That's up high for ball one. Burrows grounded back to the pitcher. His first time up. That's up high for ball two. 2-0 the count. On the designated hitter, Austin Burrows. It's inside for ball three. There's a strike outside part of the plate at the knees. 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss for 3-2. So from 3-0 to 3-2. Coming back is Drew Thompson with a couple of heaters for strikes after the first three balls. And the swing and a miss for the strikeout. That'll bring up Nolan the fourth. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Pop up high on the right side. First baseman Wilson comes over in foul territory and takes care of that. It's going to bring up Brady Kern, the center fielder. He struck out his first time up. In the dirt. 1-0 the count. Strike called. Ooh, strike two. The zone is definitely down. It is very consistent, but it is consistently down today. 1-2 the count on Brady Kern. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. There was an airmail all the way back to the screen was that ball. Outside for ball three, so from 0-2 to 3-2 now. On the center fielder, Brady Kern. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Drew Thompson. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 4-0. Reminder, 7-inning scheduled game. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the fourth we go. Cowan, Rager, and Davis scheduled up. That ball misses for ball one, 1-0. Aaron Lewis back for another inning of work for the Blue Devils. That misses outside. 2-0 the count. Blue Devils lead 4-0 here. 4 runs on 3 hits. No runs on 2 hits for the Lions. There's a swing and a miss, so 2-1 the count. On the center fielder, Caleb Cowan. Does that pop up? I believe that's going to get back and out of play. And does. So 2-2 the count. Nobody out as Cowan leads off the bottom of the fourth for the Lions. That's low and outside. So 3-2 the count. Cowan grounded to go back at short for the 6-3 ground out his first time up. And there's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. It's going to bring up Cole Rager, the third baseman. He walked his first time up and then was picked off. There's a ball all the way back to the screen, 1-0 the count on Cole Rager. There's a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Foul ball, that's going to be back and out of play. It's up high. 2-2 the count. 7-inning scheduled game. We've made it halfway through this one. It's a ground ball. Hard at Goldbeck. Goldbeck with the grab and tosses it over to Woida for the 6-3 ground out. So a strikeout and a ground out. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Jack Davis. Davis had a base hit his first time up, right back up the middle. That's low and outside, 1-0 the count. Foul ball back to the screen, 1-1 the count. Want to welcome everyone viewing today. Thanks for watching. anyone would like to donate to the broadcast, there's a strike, catches the inside corner. Go to 4Ts.com. There's a donation page. Any donations goes 100% to the broadcast effort, and I appreciate it. 1 and 2 the count. There's a ball headed into left field, so a base hit. Davis with back-to-back base hits. It's going to bring up Noah Reed. Reed walked his last time up. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base after the 2-out hit by Jack Davis. Breaking ball catches the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count. On the right fielder, Noah Reed. High fly ball to deep right center. That's going to be at the base, so that's going to be extra bases. And going to be out at third, but the run did score. So 4-1, trying to stretch that into the triple. But the base hit by Davis and the double by Reed is an RBI. So we go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 4-1 over the North Central Texas Lions. All right, to the top of the 5th inning we go. Blue Devils scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third for 4. And the Lions of North Central scored 1 there in the bottom of the 4th for the 4-1 score at this time. That misses just a little bit up on Goldbeck. Goldbeck has walked, stole a base, scored a run, and had a base hit right back up the middle, his second at bat. That's low and inside, 2-0 the count. On the shortstop, Gehrig Goldbeck. Strike called outside corner at the knees. 2-1 the count. Just misses a little bit up and or out. The zone is down and consistent down. So 3-1 the count. Strike 2 called outside corner at the knees. 3-2 the count now on Gehrig Goldbeck, the shortstop for the Blue Devils. Foul ball. Rabe Cowan Reed left to right across the outfield. Rager Sanchez Guerrero Wilson left to right across the infield. Davis behind the plate. And Hillis started things out, then Amazon. And then Drew Thompson is currently on the mound for the North Central Texas Lions. Do the 3-2 again. Foul ball back into the screen. So Goldbeck will do the 3-2 again. The wind in the 3-2. Base on balls, that's outside. It's going to bring up Peyton Bassler, the second baseman. He's walked and had an RBI triple. He'll step in with nobody out and go back at first base after the leadoff walk here in the top of the fifth. There's a strike outside corner. Owen won the count on Bassler. Little toss over to first base, nothing going on over there. Wilson with the tag. Goldbeck back in fairly easily. Owen won the count here on Bassler. Another throw back over and back in safely is Goldbeck. Another throw over. Safe is Goldbeck. Off and running and fouls it back to the screen, so Goldbeck will have to go back. Oh, and 2 the count on Bassler. Goldbeck back to first. Here's the 0-2 stretch and the pitch. That's up high. 1-2 the count on Peyton Bassler. Another throw over, back in safely is Goldbeck. Swing and a miss of that pitch for the strikeout. So Thompson gets the strikeout for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Woida. Woida hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning, and in the third inning had a sac fly. Another throw over. Goldbeck getting a little dirty here at the hands of Drew Thompson, the reliever for the Lions. Runner goes, that's outside, and he's going to be safe at second base. So Goldbeck with the second stolen base of the day. One and 0 the count on Woida. Woida now with Goldbeck in scoring position. Looked pretty good right there to me. Either up or out, one or the other. Nonetheless, 2-0 the count on Jace Woyda, the first baseman for the Blue Devils. It's inside. 3-0 the count. There's a strike. Inside part of the plate at the knees. 3-1 the count. Blue Devils 4 runs on 3 hits. The Lions 1 run on 3 hits. Top of the 5th inning action. And Bach is called and Goldbeck moves to third. It's a high fly ball to left field, probably deep enough to score the run. And Goldbeck headed for home. So another sac fly for Woyda.
Come on, let's be smart.
Making the score 5-1. It's going to bring up Brady Patterson. He's walked a couple of times. That misses outside for ball 1. Patterson was often running to second base with Goldbeck at first. Pulls up, they throw down, and Goldbeck scores at home. That's outside. Ended up giving himself up, but for a run after he had walked. 2-0 the count on Patterson. There's a strike. 2-1 the count. There's a strike called. Pitch, breaking pitch that started out inside and made it back to the strike zone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Going to have to throw it down and record it, and the strikeout is recorded. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils get 1 more. They have a 5-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. All right, pitching change made by the Blue Devils. Number 30, Donovan Johnson, comes in to pitch for the Blue Devils, so he takes over for Lewis. Lewis gives up 1 run in 4 innings. There's a ball. And Donovan Johnson takes over for him. Rabe squares to bunt, takes ball 1, 1-0 the count. That's up high for ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Bottom of the 5th inning action. Misses low and outside, so 3-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. 3-1 the count. Misses a little bit low, so a base on balls to the number 9 hitter, Sean Rabe. So back to the top of the order in Sanchez. Sanchez has struck out and been out on a fly to right center. Squares to bunt, takes ball 1, Mervosh in at the grass.
Come on, here we go.
It's up high for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Going to get a visit to the mound. We'll see if there's any changes. Going to impart some wisdom, I'm guessing. We'll see. We'll be back. Visit is over. We'll see if Coach Goldbeck can get him back in. Get him in the strike zone. 2-0 the count. Sean Rabe at first after the walk. There's up high for ball 3. There's ball 4. So nobody out. Runners at first and second. That's going to bring up Adrian Guerrero, the second baseman. He's walked and had a base hit. Squares to bunt. And the sac bunt is executed by Guerrero. So 1 out now with runners at second and third. That's going to bring up Warmke. Warmke has been out on a pop out to shallow left field and had a sac bunt. There's a foul ball slashed down the third baseline. in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Patterson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 5 runs on 3 hits for the Blue Devils. 1 run on 3 hits so far for the Lions, but they're threatening here with runners at second and third and just 1 out. Foul ball into the net. So 1-2 the count. Donovan Johnson on in relief of Aaron Lewis. Lewis went 4 innings. It's ball 2, 2-2 the count. Get the ball lost at his feet there. Did Patterson. Going to get a visit to the mound from Patterson. Be sure they're on the same page here with what we're doing. Two balls, 2 strikes, and an out. Runners at second and third for the Lions. That ball's inside, so 3-2 the count now. It's a ground ball headed at the second baseman. It's going to score a run. So Warmke does the job, hitting it to the right side. He's out on a 4-3, but a run scores. It's going to make it 4-2. That's going to bring up Wilson. I've been behind on my paperwork there. 5-2 is the score. I missed getting the first run rung up there, but nonetheless, it's correct now. 2 outs. Wilson at the plate. He's been called out on strikes and struck out. 0-1 the count on him. Breaking ball makes it back to the strike zone, much to the dismay of Austin Wilson, the first baseman. 5-2 the lead now for the Blue Devils. Runner at third base. A little bit low. 1-2 the count. Sanchez at third. Rabe scored on the ground out by Warmke. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Lions get a run on no hits. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 5-2. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the sixth inning. Cade Warmke will leave the designated hitter spot for the time being and go to the mound to pitch for the Lions. Mervosh, Kaimi, and Burrows scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils' lead has been cut to 3, so 5-2 is the score. There's a strike to Mervosh. Mervosh has a home run in the second and a walk in the third. He steps in to lead off the top of the sixth for the Blue Devils. There's a foul ball down the right field line, so quickly 0-2 the count from Cade Warmke to Jackson Mervosh, the third baseman for the Blue Devils. Breaking ball just breaks a little bit inside there. That's pretty good looking pitch right there. 1-1 the count on Mervosh. That's high and outside. 2-1 the count on the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. 1 for 1 on the day with a home run and a walk. And a swing and a miss there. Going to have to throw it down to first, and does for the out. It's going to bring up Kaimi. Kaimi has been called out on strikes and hit into a fielder's choice. 4 unassisted to Guerrero. It's high and outside. It's down low and in the dirt. 2-0 the count now on Kaimi. It's inside for ball 3. 3-0 the count. It's up high for ball 4. So a 1-out walk issued to Kaimi. Going to have a pinch runner. Going to have to see. There's the jerseys with just the numbers on the back. That's up high. It's going to bring up Burrows. Burrows has grounded back to the pitcher and struck out so far today. It's inside. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count now. Breaking ball called strike 3. That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan, the fourth, the right fielder. He's been called out on strikes and popped out to the first baseman in foul territory. So 2 outs now with the runner at first. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count on Nolan, the fourth. Throw over to first, back in safely. It's outside. 1-1 the count. Breaking ball way inside. 2-1 the count. Throw over to first, back in safely. Nolan, the fourth at the plate. 1-1 the count. Another throw over to first, back in safely. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Blue Devils lead 5-2. Here in the top of the 6th. Scheduled 7-inning game. Check swing, ruled a ball. In the dirt. That's ball 4. Going to have another pinch runner. The umpire is pretty good at getting that to the other team, but not announcing up here to the press box to help us with that. But nonetheless, runners at first and second, and Brady Kern at the plate. There's a misses just a little bit low. Want to know the count. Kern has struck out twice. There's a high fly ball to left field. See how deep that is. And that's going to be off the glove. A long run and into third and safe. With the triple, a long run for that. Not sure if that would be scored a hit or an error. We'll see how they score it. But 2 runs in on the deep fly by Kern. There's a strike. Brings up Goldbeck. Makes the count 7-2. There's a foul ball back to the screen. So I believe that should be either 0-2 or 1-2. They have 1-1 on the scoreboard, so that's what we'll go with. That's in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher, Davis. 2-1 the count. Blue Devils now lead 7-2. Brady Kern with a long fly ball and a long run for Rabe. Didn't get to it, so we'll call it a triple. They don't show as an error or that, but that's a strikeout by Goldbeck. So the Blue Devils get 2 runs on 1 hit. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 7-2. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom half of the 6th inning we go. Reminder, scheduled 7-inning game. Blue Devils up 7-2. Scheduled up for the Lions, Cowan, Rager, and Davis. There's a strike called. Donovan Johnson back for another inning of work for the Blue Devils. It's outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Cowan leading off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Lions. Misses just a little bit low. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch. There's a ground ball. Nervosh charging, and with the throw over to Woida. Nice charging play by Mervosh for the 5-3 ground out. It's going to bring up the third baseman for the Lions, Cole Rager. He's walked and been out on a ground ball to Goldbeck. So 0 for 1 on the day. There's a strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Rager. Foul ball. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Nice job hanging in there by Cole Rager. Fouls that away. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Just a little bit low with the breaking ball, so 1-2 the count. Strike 3 called, catches the outside corner at the knees. So 2 down now to Jack Davis. Davis has a couple of base hits in his previous 2 at-bats. It's way out in front of that one for strike 1, fouled it away. In the dirt, 1-1 the count. Check swing, foul ball, so 1-2 the count. In the dirt, 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils leading 7-2. Line drive hit hard right at Wojda. So Davis hit it hard in his bid for a 3-for-3 game, but he hits it right at Wojda. So we go to the top of the 7th. Reminder, it's a 7-inning game. Blue Devils lead 7-2. I'll be back. All right, top of the 7th. Just misses outside, does that pitch. Bassler, Wojda, Patterson scheduled up for the Blue Devils. They lead 7-2 here in the top of the 7th. 7-inning scheduled game. That misses low and inside. So 2-0 the count on the second baseman, Peyton Bassler. Inside, 3-0 the count now. Strike called at the knees, outside corner. 3-1 the count now on Bassler. A high fly ball to center field. Back to the warning track to take care of that was Cowan. The long fly out. Bachelor had walked and struck out and had an RBI triple so far today. Sent that one deep, but taken care of by Cowan. So that's going to bring up Woida. Woida hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the first inning, then had sac flies in the third and the fifth. So 0 for 1 on the day with a couple of sac flies for RBI. That's way outside and in the dirt. 1-0 the count on Jace Woida, the first baseman. There's a ground ball headed at Guerrera. Guerrera up with it and over to Wilson for the ground out. It's going to bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson has walked twice and struck out once. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 7th. In the dirt, ball 1. It's a high fly ball, going to be foul territory. Wilson out to take care of that, and it's going to drop as a fair ball. The wind brought it back into fair territory. So Patterson with a high fly ball base hit, with the wind kind of doing some tricks with it. So that's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh has a home run, a base on balls, and a strikeout. That misses high and outside. 1-0 the count. 7-2 lead here for the Blue Devils. Top of the 7th inning action. 7-inning scheduled game as a reminder. In the dirt. Just gets under Davis. Davis has blocked everything really well, but that ball didn't come up at all and gets underneath him. So Patterson moves down to second base on the wild pitch. Low and inside, so 3-0 the count. Cade Warmke on the mound. Designated hitter turned pitcher. The last 2 innings of the games. That's outside for ball 4. There's a strike called. It's going to bring up Widener. Widener pitch run last inning for Kaimi. One and one the count on him. It's down low for ball 2, 2-1 the count. Seven to 2 lead, top of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Runner at second base, Widener at the plate. There's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Blue Devils leading the Lions 7-2. The breaking ball. Not sure what we got, if that was a catcher interference. That has to be what the call was, so I believe catcher interference. It's going to bring up Burrows. Ball one to Burrows. Burrows has grounded out and struck out a couple of times today. Want to know the count on him, so the bases are now loaded. There's a swing and a miss, so 1-1 the count. It's up high. 2-1 the count. Two balls, one strike. That's up a little high. 2-1 now. Now 3-1, I believe. Yes, 3-1. This is inside for ball four. Going to get a visit to the mound. Bases are loaded. 1 run in on the base on balls. I'll be back. All right, Wormke will stay in. Bases are loaded. Marcus Dirks, who pinch ran, is up. One and one the count now. Strike two called. 1-2 the count. One ball, two strikes, two outs. Bases loaded, 8-2 lead. There's a ground ball hit hard at the second baseman over to first. So Dirks hits it hard, but a one-hopper at Guerrera. Guerrera over to Wilson for the final out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the seventh inning. This is it. If the Blue Devils can hold them, they lead 8-2. All right, to the bottom of the 7th we go. Blue Devils lead 8-2. Donovan Johnson back for another inning of work for the Blue Devils. Reed, Rabe, and Sanchez scheduled up for the Lions. There's a ground ball headed at Mervosh. She's up with it and over to Woida for the 5-3 ground out. And I have a pinch hitter here. Number 32. Have to get to my phone here. Aaron Montanez is the pinch hitter. Down low, 2-0 the count to him. So 1 out. Montanez pinch hitting for Rabe. The foul ball sprayed over the third base dugout. Two balls and a strike, 1 out. It's inside. 3 balls and a strike now. There's a ball headed for the gap. That's going to be deep, and that's going to be extra bases for Montanez. So Montanez with the double. Back to the top of the order, and Sanchez now. Sanchez will step in. Going to get a pinch runner at second base. Looked like it was number 18, which is Drew Thompson, and Drew Thompson had already been in the game. Maybe that is 16, I'm not sure. So a ball in the dirt, and he moves to third base. So 1-0 the count on Sanchez, and that misses. 2-0 the count. Just a little bit low. 3-0 the count. Three and 0 that count. There's a strike called. 3-1 the count now. There's a ground ball. Mervosh is up with that, and over to Woida, and Woida picks that. But a run scores. Pinch runner was number 16, not number 18. So Austin Wallace pinch runs and scores a run on that ground out. Guerrero now steps in. He's walked, had a base hit, and a sacrifice bunt. Want to know the count on him. 2 outs now. There's a strike called. The chopper headed to Woida. Woida picks it up, throws it over for Woida, over to Johnson for the 3-1 ground out. And that's it for today. So the Blue Devils win it, 7-inning game. They win 8-3 against North Central Texas Lions for the final game of our games down here in Gainesville, Texas. We'll head home, getting ready to start conference play here in a week or so. Check out the schedule. Look at us. If you'd like to make a donation, go to fortees.com and make a donation. All donations go to the broadcast for KCK Baseball. Thanks for listening. We'll catch y'all next time. Thank you and have a great day.